Hello Saddlers fans, welcome to another pre-match preview here at the Pallet Track at Bescott Stadium. Our final home game of the season. I am of course Simon Hill, joined by my colleague Sam Hadwin. Sam, our final home game. It's been a long season. Yeah. We've had some great memories, some great moments, especially here at the Pallet Track Bescott Stadium, WS1, with all the fans behind us. But finally we're here.
Yep. Seems like last week where we scored that last-minute winner against Swindon on the opening day, and of course the sun's out, so it's reminiscent of that day. But yeah, the season's absolutely flown by. You mentioned there's been a lot of good stories. I think we'll touch upon them later. But yeah, in terms of today, I think it's important for us and for the lads that we sign off with a win on home soil. I think that's the key message from Darren Byfield. And look, it's an important game, not necessarily for us in terms of the league table, but more when you look at Harrogate in terms of their predicament, which we'll touch upon as well. So yeah, it's got the makings of a good game, and hopefully we can sign off with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get straight into the starting lineups. Only one change, and we're going to be very excited about this change in particular. I am.
Well, I share that sentiment as well, Simon. So we'll put the graphic on the screen for you now. So the lineup is as follows. As Simon mentioned, one change to the side. So Miles Roberts is in goal. Across the back four, you got Mason Hancock, fresh off his brace against Barrow, which is brilliant for him. So Mason's on the left, Rico Brown at right back, and then of course the centre half pairing of Aidan Flint, who will be leading the side this afternoon, and Priestley Farquharson. Into the midfield, Brandon Comley had a little injury and a little knock, I think, at Barrow. So he's dropped to the bench this afternoon. So Charlie Lakin's going to fill in that sort of holding midfield slot. And then further in front of him, you've got Jamie Jellis as well, who's close to reaching 100 appearances for the Saddlers.
Yes, very
which is
close.
Brilliant. So congratulations to him if he does reach it, of course. And then the change that we mentioned, Alex Patterson.
What a guy.
What a guy, what a signing he's been. It's great to have him back. You know, he's been out for a couple of weeks now and he's been a frustrated figure, but he'll be delighted to get back out here this afternoon. And then, of course, up front, you've got Albert Adama on the right, Daniel Carnu in the middle, and on the left, you've got Jide Keke as well.
Fantastic lineup again. Of course, only one change from that 3-1 win at Barrow, and going back to that Mason Hancock, showing that he can certainly hit a ball if he needs to.
Yep, he's been watching Sunday League clips of me, I think. But no, it was a... you talk about Barrow as a whole, it was a brilliant day in terms of the performance, but Mason Hancock will single him out, and rightly so, because first EFL goals, first goals for the club as well. Really well taken goals. I think the first one was a routine off the training pitch. A low ball across the box from the corner from Lakin, and Mason's there to put it through Will Stanway's legs for his first one, and then the second one. It's just instinct, isn't
beautiful.
it? Perfect for a left footer in that position with a free kick, and Aidan Flint's missed it. I think he tried to get a nick on it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, of course he did.
He'll want to add to his tally, of course. But no, really pleased for Mason, and it was a good day, a long journey for us and then the supporters as well. Of course, we went up after the Walsall women game, so I've just about recovered from the tiredness. But no, brilliant to see Mason get his 2 goals. Brilliant to see us get back on the winning front, and as I say, hopefully we can get another result today.
Let's highlight that one change. Alex Patterson, I know we've spoke about him at length here on this show before. He has been a great signing, influential signing, and he's really made a difference. Of course, we still talk about that goal that he scored down there, which was unreal. The scenes were incredible. Down here at the dugout was absolute chaos, and one of the best feelings I think I've felt, this season. That's one of the standout moments for me, certainly. But on the pitch, he likes to talk, he likes to let his teammates know where he is, where to go. He's got a really good eye for the game as well.
He certainly has. I think Harrogate fans will echo my sentiments here in that they know what he's all about. We know what he's all about. Of course, when he was at Bradford as well, he went on that mazy run at Valley Parade and scored against us, unfortunately. But we know what he's about. Alex Patterson, he's got legs of energy, something which we pride ourselves in the midfield as a wide 8, as we mentioned in a previous pre-match show. He's got the legs, he's got the energy, he's got that leadership as well. It's a very young squad when you look at it on paper, but we always talk about the likes of Aidan Flint, Jamil Matt, Albert Adama, but I'd throw Brandon Comley, add Alex Patterson into that equation.
Yeah.
Because they are still young, yes, I'd say they're in their prime years of their career if we're looking at their ages, but he's got leadership qualities, and I'm sure that come next season we'll see the very best of him as well. But it's delighted to see him back this afternoon, and as I say, he's coming up against a former club in Harrogate, so he'll want to make a good impression as well.
Talking about impressions, player that did make a really good impression against Barrow and looked very smooth, very comfortable. Jide Keke on that side. I mean, he's effortless, isn't he?
He is. He's versatile. I think that's the key thing for Jid. We were disappointed that obviously he was recalled by Stockport, but then you know, come deadline day, he was back with us. And I think that's the beauty of a loan sometimes. I think Stockport have seen that, you know, he's making good progress here at the Saddlers, and they thought, might as well let him get back out there, shine and have a full-ish season, if you like, of football under his belt. And, you know, we'll see what comes with Jid in the summer. But Jid has been a breath of fresh air. You know, he's played on the right-hand side, played on the left-hand side, and then, of course, in recent weeks, playing on that left-wing role, if you like, in Darren's system. And, you know, he's been brilliant, and as has Aaron Lapalo-Bai.
Yeah.
I think, you know, considering we don't have any sort of out-and-out wingers at the club, based on what we recruited in the summer, I think it's great to see those lads flourishing in that role.
And it's been great to see Darren Byfield implement that style of play, very different, of course, from what we were used to at the start of the season, but it's been very positive at times. And we have created some good memories here, haven't we? We've had some great moments. What are some of the ones that stand out to you?
I'm not going to single one out in particular, because I think there's been quite a few that have stood out for me. I think the Bromley game, I think Courtney Clark coming off the bench, making a real impact, changing the game, if I'm being honest, scoring his first EFL goal as well in front of that big stand. That was a real proud moment for him, and something he still talks about to this day, and rightly so, because, you know, it would have been a proud day for him and his family. I think the Conor Barrett one, we mentioned the opening day, you know, it was glorious sunshine, and again, always seems to be at that big stand where the eventful situations happen. But, you know, again, Courtney Clark involved in that, getting his first assist in the league, and Conor tucking it away nicely past Conor Ripley. So that's another one. But I think for me, we always talk about like the Virtue Trophy, for example, this year. We've blooded some of the academy guys through. Yeah. And of course, Stan Straw.
What a player.
What a player, you know, for someone so young to put himself in the firing line, you know, against the likes of Northampton, and, you know, I think he played against Chelsea as well here at WS1, and it was seamless. Yeah. He's obviously been playing for years in the first team, and of course, from his performances and from his work ethic, he's got his first professional contract.
Yeah.
You know, it's really proud day for him, and I'm so pleased for him and his family. So I think if I was to single one out of those three, it probably would be Stan Straw. But as you said, there's been a lot of positive stories, and of course Daniel Carnew as well in recent weeks, picking up the League 2 Young Player of the Season award. Of course, Nathan Lowe won it last year. Yep. I think it's just testament to the work that goes on behind the scenes in, you know, scouting those hungry up and coming forwards, and clubs seeing that Walsall's a good destination for lone players to come and develop. So a lot of positive stories. Never
forget that goal that Daniel Carnew scored just from over there outside the 18-yard against Oldham. I mean, what a goal that was. But there's been so many good memories. Of course, you can add yours in the comments below, Saddlers fans. What are the moments that stand out to you from this season, here in WS1 in particular, or even away if you're a travelling fan? Of course, that goal against Norwich for Courtney was a worldie, and still talked about to this day. But this has been an incredible season. We have had ups, we have had downs, but it's good to focus on the positives. We've created some good memories. Fans have been electric here in WS1, and we can't wait to carry that over to next season. Yeah, fans have been top drawer as always. We always single them out, don't we? I think it's right to do so. Darren does in his programme notes. You've been absolutely fantastic again, both at home and on the road. And, you know, when you see games like Grimsby are moved to a Wednesday night and freezing cold temperatures, to see the fans turn up for those games, and, you know, the Barrows that we mentioned in the last couple of weeks, 12:30 kick-off in Barrow. Oh, yeah. It's not ideal, let's put it that way. But, you know, we rewarded those fans with a win. And, you know, we can always count on our fans. They are the heartbeat of the football club, and without you guys, the club isn't what it is. So, you know, testament to you guys. And, you know, we've got a ticket offer on today, obviously £10 tickets for the last home game. So, as I say, hopefully we can send you home happy with 3 points and then go into next season full of confidence. That'll be the one. We are about to just open our doors here at WS1 for the final home game of the season. So we can't wait to hear you singing loud and proud up the Saddlers.